Hi guys, this is Miss Boston, and today I'm going to go over a lesson with you about Sam and Scruffy. Sam and Scruffy is a reading comprehension packet that you got in your and when you picked up your packet from school, and you will also be getting this the next couple of weeks when you drop off and pick up your new packet. So Sam and Scruffy is about a dog and a cat. Sam is the cat and Scruffy is the dog. And they go on lots of adventures together and do lots of things together. When we send this home, there also will be a parent guide that goes with the stories that gives you an example of what strategy they're working on with each story. So for example, the one we're going to do together is Scruffy Will Ride. If I look in here for under Scruffy Will Ride, it tells us what skill we need to focus on, which is factual recall and self-correction. That will also be in the lesson, but this is more information for parents about each section that you read. So Scruffy Will Ride. It says, listen to your child read the story aloud. To practice fluency, you should read this story 3 times. It also tells you at the top, it says, parents, for your information, this is has 78 words in it and 7 new words. Every week they add new words to your list, and it tells you what the 7 new words are for this week. And the stories start very simple and then they get harder. They build on each other. So Scruffy Will Ride. I'm going to read the story. And this is what your child would be doing. Sam will sleep. He will sleep and sleep. Here comes Scruffy. He will get in. Now Sam and Scruffy will ride. Scruffy likes to ride. He likes to ride. He likes to go fast. He likes to feel the wind. He looks at Sam. Sam is not happy. He does not like to ride. He does not like to ride fast. Sam will get out. He will jump down. Scruffy will ride and ride all day. Sam is going back to sleep. So you practice reading that 3 times. And then you look at the assignment on the next page. And it has a little letter to you parents to explain what this lesson's about. Dear parents, research has shown that reading drastically improves when students are asked to read out loud. If you hear your child make a reading error, do not jump immediately to correct it. Let him or her read to the end of the sentence or the end of the paragraph. If readers are listening to themselves read, they will be able to hear what they said aloud and did not make sense. Most students will automatically reread and self-correct their error. This is an important skill for children to acquire as they develop reading and reading comprehension skills, including the skill of factual recall, which is the focus of today's lesson. So under that, there are some questions that we need to answer. And whatever activity they give you on the second page is always referring back to the story from the first page. So, it says answer these questions together. You would do this with your child. Number 1, what was Sam doing at the start of the story? So I would suggest your child, if they can't remember, go back to the start of the story. It says, what is Sam doing at the start of the story? Sam will sleep. He will sleep and sleep. So what was Sam doing at the beginning of the story? He was sleeping. So for number 1, we'll write sleeping. For number 2, it says, what did Scruffy do? So we need to go back to the story. We knew that Sam was sleeping in the wagon. Now they want to know what Scruffy's doing. So we'll go back and read that part again. Here comes Scruffy. He will get in. So the question is, what did Scruffy do? Well, it says here comes Scruffy. He will get in. Now Sam and Scruffy will take a ride. So what did Scruffy do? He got in the wagon. So what did Scruffy do? You would write got in the wagon. Next question. Why didn't Sam stay with Scruffy? So get your child to go back and read this part of the story, thinking about why Sam didn't stay with Scruffy. So it says, now Sam and Scruffy will ride and ride. Scruffy likes to ride. He likes to go fast. He likes to feel the wind. He looks at Sam. Sam is not happy. He doesn't like to ride. He doesn't like to ride fast. And even if you look at the picture, you can see that Sam is kind of got a sad face and Scruffy is definitely happy. So let's go back to the question. Why didn't Sam stay with Scruffy? Well, he didn't like to ride fast and he doesn't like to ride. So we'll write, why didn't Sam stay with Scruffy? He doesn't like to ride or ride fast. He doesn't like to ride or ride fast. The next question. What was Sam doing at the end of the story? Now we're going down to the very bottom, so we're going to read this, have your child read this paragraph and have them think about what Sam did at the end of the story. Sam will get out. He will jump down. Scruffy will ride all day. Sam will go to sleep. Well, it told us two things about Sam. It's told us that Sam will get out, and then it says Sam will go back to sleep. Well, let's think about what they were asking. They were asking what Sam was doing at the end of the story. Well, the very last sentence is Sam will go back to sleep. So Sam is sleeping at the end of the story because they want to know what's happening at the end. Question number 5. What do you think, who do you think was pulling the wagon? Now, in this story, it doesn't tell us who's pulling the wagon. You can tell it's being pulled, but it doesn't tell us who. So this is giving your child the opportunity to make inferences. And that means they're going to make an educated guess about who they think would be pulling the wagon. Well, we know that Sam doesn't like to ride in the wagon, and Scruffy does. So it's obviously someone that Scruffy knows. So I would guess Scruffy's owner, or it could be Scruffy's friend that is pulling him in the wagon. We don't know exactly who it is, but if your child can guess that it's someone that knows Scruffy, most likely. So I'm going to put Scruffy's owner. Scruffy's owner. Now, as you see, we read this story several times, and it is a good practice for your child to look back and forth from the questions and refer back to the story. We did that several times for them to find the correct information. As your child gets older, they will have a lot of testing uses this kind of strategy. So this is an important skill to learn. When you're done with this assignment, up here in the top corner, it has your child's signature and it has parent signature. And if you will both sign that, that way we know that you completed it together. And this will come when you pick up your new packets from school. This will be dropped off and you will get a new Salmon Scruffy in your next packet. Thank you for listening.